get some. Damn, those alien bastards are gonna pay for shooting up my ride.
All right, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed our first 14th gen build with the Core i9-14900K in this new case from Cougar, which just so happens to launch today as well. It's called the MX600. We're gonna review this case fully another time, but I just wanted to use it for this build. But if you want to know what the rest of the parts are, there's little cards that came up during the build section of the video that'll explain what all the hardware is, but I'll put a PC part picker list down below so you can peruse that list and see what it is whenever you want to look at the parts. But here's something that we did a little bit differently with this video. I tested this system with our regular suite of benchmarks. I also tested a 13900K on this board with the exact same hardware, and I used this RAM on another board with the AMD Ryzen 7 7800X3D to see which is the fastest CPU in our regular suite of benchmarks. Let's start off with Shadow of the Tomb Raider at 1080p. This is highly CPU bound, and what we're seeing is the 7800X3D absolutely smokes both the 13900K and the 14900K. I was very surprised by this result. Moving on to 1440p in Shadow of the Tomb Raider, you can see that the 7800X3D is the fastest out of these once again. Absolutely astonishingly fast CPU, but the 14900K is much faster than the 13900K. All right, so keep that one in mind. And lastly, on to 4K, where we're completely GPU bound. We can see that it's all very, very close with both the 7800X3D and the 14900K being exactly equal. Okay, let's move on to Unigine superposition. This is the 1080p Extreme benchmark. This one here is highly GPU bound, even though it's 1080p. And we're seeing that everything is very, very close with the 7800X3D only being 2 frames faster on average. Moving on to 1440p with depth of field and motion blur turned off. This is a custom benchmark. This one is designed to be highly CPU bound, and we can see that the 7800X3D is the fastest out of the chips here. However, the 14900K isn't that far behind. So remember, with these high frame rate numbers, it can be a little bit deceiving because the percentages are lower. So yeah, just take that into account. And lastly, onto 4K with Unigine superposition with the optimized preset. They're exactly the same for all configurations. Moving on to Cyberpunk 2077, this is the 2.01 update. This is what all this was tested on. We also use FSR just to even the playing field here, mainly because we've tested every other GPU like this, and the results with DLSS are essentially the same. So there's maybe a 1 or 2% difference. But at 1080p, where we're highly CPU bound, we can see that the 3800X3D is considerably faster. Moving on to 1440p with the same preset. This one is also very CPU bound as well, because with the 4090, we're seeing everything be a lot more CPU bound. The 7800X3D is the fastest once again, but not by much. And lastly, on to 4K, we can see that the 13900K and the 14900K are 1 frame faster than the 7800X3D. So first win for the Intel chips. Lastly, onto Horizon Zero Dawn. At 1080p, this one is highly CPU bound, and we're seeing the 7800X3D just beat both other Intel chips. But if you pay close attention, you can see that the 14900K is considerably faster than the 13900K. So that's a win there. Moving on to 1440p, where we're still quite CPU bound, you can see that the 7800X3D is the fastest here once again. This is the trend, right? We're not going to see anything different here at these CPU bound resolutions. The AMD chip is just faster. And lastly, onto 4K, everything is within spitting distance, so nothing too surprising here. Yeah, that's it for benchmarks that we did. Now, the reason why we didn't benchmark this system more along with the other stuff is time. But we do have a whole video coming where I'm going to be testing all of the content creation things that we usually test, and we're going to test it with a whole bunch more stuff. So make sure you're subscribed because I want to see what the story is with the 7900 XTX with the 14900K to see which CPU is the fastest with that GPU, because there's always something very interesting when we pair AMD GPUs with Intel CPUs. So stay tuned for that one. All right, that's just about gonna do it for our first 14th gen video. We've got a 14600K build coming very, very soon. So make sure you're subscribed to see that, and just make sure you're subscribed in general, because we love making videos about PCs, and if you love that kind of stuff, we're always gonna be here and we're not going anywhere. We're gonna be in your sub box, so you might as well be subscribed. And if you like the music you heard here, I make all the music. It's available by clicking the join button. We get lots of questions about where the music comes from. I make the music. That's like our whole thing, and I love making music, so that's why we do it that way. Yeah, I'm your boy Nick with Gear Seekers. You peek, we seek, and I hope you enjoyed this different way of us having a look at a new CPU that just launched. Hopefully your sub box isn't flooded with too many other 14th gen videos, but it probably will be, because that's just how it is. Click on ours first though. Thanks for watching. Wait, how are they supposed to click on it first if they've already clicked on this? Maybe I'll do like some magic, Claire. Look, magic. Our video's gonna make you click it first. Magic. I don't know how it works. I don't understand magic. Here's some magic. Look at that, I just faded out. That was pretty magical.